from Roaming with Rover. I don't know if this is said to, so I turned. You guys will have to let me know if this is crookedy or not. I will fix it if it is. So, anyway, I don't know what time it is. I don't know where you're at. All I know is we got a lot to talk about. Let me see if I can get this thing a little closer. I don't even know what day it is. Is it Monday? I think it's Monday. Yeah, it is. It's Monday. Okay. So Monday, there's probably somebody else on, and I'm barging in on their time, and I'm sorry about that. I had very little opportunity to do this live. No, I think it wants me the other direction. Somebody let me know. Am I sideways or am I the right direction? Because I can't, it looks fine to me, but the messages are coming up like I should be the other direction. So, let's see, live chat, all messages. This is the first chance I've had to connect with anybody sideways. Okay, let me know if this is right. Hey, Caleb, I'm glad you joined in. Did that work? Is that all I needed to do? Is that all better, or do I have to restart this whole thing and make it work? Right. I'm still sideways. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Okay. So now this thing is way too high. We got a lot going on, you guys. We got a lot going on, and I'm trying to get this. This is the first chance I've had to connect with anybody since we've been on the trip. Everything was going great. We got, the trip up here was beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, Alaska's beautiful. If you ever get the opportunity, absolutely head up here because it is absolutely gorgeous. We spent a day looking at the glaciers, and I did a 1-minute video, and I think you guys have seen it, and it took me like an hour and a half to upload. So that's how bad the internet is up here for me. So we did one day at the glaciers, and it was wonderful. And then the next day we went to, and that was in Juneau. The next day we went to Skagway, and we just wandered around town all day and shopped and had a really good time. It's a cute little town. Dennis went with me. He was using his cane, so it was a little tiring for him, but not terrible. Using the cane hurts his shoulders real bad, so it's always a toss-up. Do we use the cane so he's got the strength and the stability, even though it hurts his shoulders, or do we try to not do the cane, but then that wears his back out so bad? So he's been using the cane, and it has been hurting his shoulders, so he was really, really tired when we got back to the ship that day, which would have been 2 days ago. I don't even know where I am. So today's Monday, right? So that would have been Saturday. So we got back to the ship Saturday. He was exhausted. And so then we decided not even to go to dinner. He went up to the room, took a nap, and I went down to get a Diet Pepsi, and I ended up at the bar visiting with some gals from Washington State. So we sat for a while and visited, and I texted him and I says, hey, I know you're resting. I'm going to put this down a little bit more. I know you're resting, and I'm just going to hang out here with these girls that I just met for a while. And was there an hour or two, and he was napping, and then I went up to get some pizza, and there he was. He found me. He came looking for me, and so we went to the room. He said he wasn't feeling good. He was really tired, and he felt kind of hot to me. But he kind of runs hot anyway, so I didn't think too much of it. And we called it a night. So, yeah, the gal, Yakima, was she from? Yeah, she was. The gal that we met down there was from Yakima. Actually, she said it was something. Oh, look at the glacier going by, or the ice going by. It's beautiful. I don't know. Anyway, we chatted for a while. You know, girls, instant friends. So then we went to bed and got up in the morning, and he still wasn't feeling great. And it was the type of activity that day where it was a little kind of almost like a made up town. Everything was there because of the cruise ships. And he was still super tired, wasn't feeling great. Still felt like maybe he was running a little bit of a fever. And so I went to town and diddled around and just went and looked at stuff and took some nice pictures, made a few videos for you guys, um, and came back on board. I don't know, I think it was noonish. And we wandered around a little bit and just, you know, low key, ate a little lunch. There was supposed to be a really good dinner in the dining room that night, last night, so we didn't want a big lunch. He's been trying to get seafood, good seafood, since we've been on the ship. The food it's different this time. It's not the best food we've ever had on a cruise. Very mediocre. So it's real hit and miss to get something good. So we did that, and then they were seeing whales. They were seeing whales from the side of the ship. So we found a spot next to the window and sat down there for, I don't know, 2 hours. And about every 20 minutes or so, somebody would see a whale. And so we got to see the whales jumping. And sometimes you just see their little spout. And sometimes you'd see them jump all the way. And a couple of times you got the whole tail and everything. It was amazing. But he was really antsy. And he kept going, what are we going to do now? Where are we going to go? And I'm like, we're sitting here watching the whales. We don't need to go anywhere. And he's like, I thought we were going to dinner. I'm like, okay, let's go to dinner. So we go up to dinner, and he just had a tiny little bit. And finally he says, I just don't feel good. So we went down to the cabin, and I laid him down, and he's like, my throat hurts and I feel so weak. He almost bit it a couple of times going back to the cabin. And I felt his forehead, and he was just burning up. And I'm like, oh no. So we had brought some COVID tests with us, just on a fluke from watching other people's videos. And so I did the COVID test. And you know, you're supposed to do the little thing, and then it sits there for 15 minutes, and then you read it. That thing popped almost the instant I gave them the test. And I'm like, awesome. Now what do we do? So we're halfway in. It's literally the exact halfway mark on the cruise. And I went downstairs, and I went to the desk because I didn't quite know what to do. I went to the desk. I put the do not disturb sign on our cabin because our cabin guy hadn't come in yet. And I didn't want him coming in. And he knew Dennis wasn't feeling good. And he'll pop in and check on him. And so I went to the desk, talked to the supervisor down there, and I says, hey, Mister's not feeling good. I just gave him the COVID test we brought, and it popped positive. And she's like, how are you feeling? I says, I'm fine. No symptoms, nothing. And she says, well, did you take a test? I said, no, I did not. And mostly because I didn't want to waste it, because you know how cheap I am. And so when you get on the ship, you have to have a negative COVID test. You have to have your both of your shots and the booster. This cruise required us to have the booster. So we had all three of our shots. And we actually ended up taking 2 different COVID tests because there was a big mix-up, and they changed the amount of time between how much they needed the test. So we had done the instant one, and it's proctored. They watch you do it, and they were both negative. But we had also gone to Walgreens and gotten the PCR, which is a little more, I don't know, good, you know, whatever the word is. Accurate. That's the word. It's a little more accurate. I didn't have any concerns about the first one, but the PCRs are more accurate. So we had both. We had 2 sets of COVID tests within 2 days of going on the cruise. So at that point, we were fine. And so then she's like, okay, go back to your room, and I'm going to call the nurse to come down, and they'll give you another test. They'll give him another test, and they gave me a test. So here he comes, nice young man. And he came in, gave Dennis the test. He popped positive immediately. Gave me the test, nothing. I'm still negative. And he's like, okay, so this is how this works. You get to pack up all your stuff. Now remember, I am in a balcony cabin. You get to pack up all your stuff, and we're going to move you to another room. It's an isolation room. They've got a wing. They've got a section. It's probably half of a floor or one side of one part of a floor. And it's an isolation wing. And so everybody up and down here, they're not all full. The guy said they actually don't have very many cases right now. But when I saw them passing out food this morning, the food cart was pretty damn full. So I think they were more than he was telling me. So we go pack up our stuff. They bring 2 guys in with a cart, and they loaded up all of our suitcases. And I'll tell you what, my shopping that I did in Skagway is a little more than my suitcases. So I'm going to have some rearranging. But so, and then Dennis had his little scooter thingy. So he drove his little scooter thingy. I got all the suitcases together, made sure we had everything out of there, and then they brought us down. We were on the 6th floor with my balcony cabin. They moved us down to the 1st floor, down this long hallway. And the hallway is full of, well, they're basically stools, but they use them as tables outside of the people's rooms. And I'll show you all the little different doodads. So we came in here, put Dennis to bed, and now I start unpacking. The room they put us in, and it's a mess right now, but I'm going to show you guys around a little bit. If I can do this. I think I can flip this thing. Let me see. You're covered up. Make sure he's covered. And come on, flip. Yes. Okay. So we went from our balcony suite to a window. So at least we have a window. And I made you guys a really cool video this morning. We are in the icy fjord strait. So we got, this is our view. See, see the ice out there. It's so awesome. So that's our view, and there's Sick Boy there. And then everything else is just a mess. So it's better than nothing. I'm very glad we have a window, because without a window, it would be really bad down here. Okay, here we go back on the little stand. Don't fall over. There we go. So the staff was really good. Like I said, they took his temperature, they did the COVID tests, and they gave us this little bag full of stuff. Basically, they gave him, where's the other box? Right here. Basically, they gave him cold and flu medicine, but this is helping a lot with the fever. That's the daytime stuff. They gave him some nighttime, or did I do it backwards? Yeah, that was the nighttime. This is the nighttime stuff. This is the daytime stuff. And it was basically exactly what I had in my bag. You know, I always bring a bag full of junk. And I had some daytime cold medicine, and I knew it was good for fever. It's good for sore throat. So I had already given him some of that. And then they gave him some sore throat lozenges. And they gave him a thermometer. So we've been checking this temperature. It's been running right about at 100, even after the medicine. So they gave us that little bag of goodies, and let me set this down. And then what they do for you is they give you the internet. That's why we're getting to talk. So I've got full internet now. I couldn't make it work this morning for a live, but it was letting me, I can check my emails now, and I'll be able to actually go in and look at some YouTube videos, because, you know, I'm a week behind now. And, okay, this is all my fault, because I was saying, geez, I wish I had time to do some crocheting. Well, now I got time. So, I will get some crocheting done. But now they gave us the full internet for free. And it says on their little piece of paper, it's the very basic. Yes, we're still in Alaska. We're in the Tracy Fjord Strait today. So today was a ship day anyway. We were on the ship all day. It said they were going to give us just the very basic internet. I thought, well, that's better than nothing. At least I can check my emails. And then When I called the guy to say, hey, how do I set this up? He goes, just do it right now, put it on your thing, and then I'll credit it back to you. And they gave us the highest level of internet for the whole rest of the cruise. Um, we got to call home from the ship phone. I'm sure that was spendy. Um, thank you guys. So we got to call home. But of course, when you call somewhere, it's this weird Florida number, and so people won't answer the phone because they don't know who it is. So I've had a little bit of problem getting a hold of people. I'm still trying to get a hold of my daughter and let her know what's going on. The weird thing though, well, I guess it's not weird, it makes sense, but it was weird to me, is they wanted us in separate rooms because he's positive. I've been exposed, but I'm not positive yet. I mean, obviously I'm exposed. We've been together the whole time. But so I actually had to sign a form saying that I was not following protocol and by taking a separate room. But I'm like, okay, he's sick. He's running a fever. He's unsteady on his feet. It's not like this is a hospital where they take care of you. They just shove you in a room. And nobody has checked on us, which I didn't expect them to. That's not what they do. You know, they gave you the little thing of medicines and they said, if things get worse, call us. But I'm like, they want him to, stay hydrated. He's unstable walking. He's going to fall in here and they're not even going to know it for 2 days. Ordering food is a bit of a process. So no, I'm not leaving here on his own in a room. Maybe if he was 25 years old, but even then I probably wouldn't, if it was a kid or a grandkid or something. And the guy said, more than likely I'm going to come down with it too. And I'm like, yeah, well, at that point we've all been, we're both exposed. We got it from wherever we got it. So I don't think separating at that point is going to be that big of a deal. So, they brought us in here, gave us the internet, told us we could phone home. We will get a credit, a cruise credit for the remain. I don't even know how to say what. However many days we've got left, they're going to credit us that for the cost of the cruise, which is nice, really nice. Even though I got such a killer deal, that's actually not going to be that much money. And we both had the drink package. They're crediting us the balance of the drink package. You can order from the menu, the room service menu, or the dining room menu, and they bring it to you, which I thought was going to be a pretty good deal until we actually started getting stuff. But whenever they bring you everything they bring you, they give you one of these bags. And you put all your stuff in it. You put your tray, your coffee pot, any garbage, anything like that, and then you set it outside in the hallway. And then at some point they come and pick those all up. So that's kind of cool. They don't send a room steward in. They don't clean your room for you. They give you a bottle of stuff to wipe stuff down. You do your own cleaning. They are supposed to have given us additional towels and things. It's the regular amount of towels. But when they brought our food this morning, I said, hey, how do I do this? And he goes, oh, I'll bring it to you. So the staff is super helpful. And you don't want them in here because you don't want them getting sick at all. But they're still very accommodating. So the funny thing happened when I ordered breakfast. Okay, so we both wake up really, really early. Really early. Oh, good. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I don't get it. Of course, everybody hopes they don't get it, but we'll see. I'm not. Hold on a moment. We've got a call. This is Robin. Well, how do I answer it? You would think you just pick the phone up and it answers, but I don't know how to answer this. Well, that was interesting. It's the concierge desk. Let's see how this works. I'm on hold. So they don't have actual menus anywhere, and everything is a QR code. And so they give you this paper with a QR code, and it has the menu for the dining rooms, and it has a breakfast, lunch, dinner menu, and then there is also a separate one for the room service menu. The hours are really strange, and they tell you to order an hour in advance, and then it'll take time for your food to get here. Like I said, we get up really, really early, way before you're able to order anything. So when we finally were able to order something, I'm looking at the menu, and I order a couple of things for me, a couple of things for him. I wanted something light. I didn't know if he'd eat or not. But the first thing I ordered was a pot of coffee and a pot of tea and a croissant, because he will eat a croissant, and some sliced melon. You know, that's 6 in the morning, and it'll be a while until the actual thing opens. Well, we got the croissant, didn't get the melon, and the coffee and the tea were fine. And then I had ordered, later on when I was able to get to the actual dining room menu, I ordered waffles, and it said waffles with an apple compote and some fancy kind of syrup. This is what I got. No syrup, no butter, no apples, nothing. And they put everything on a plate with saran wrap on it, so at least it stays fresh. I had also ordered oatmeal, and the oatmeal was supposed to come with chopped Granny Smith apples and sliced almonds. Yum, oh, right? Nope. A blob of oatmeal in a bowl. And of course it was cold by the time it got here. No butter, no cream, just a blob of oatmeal in a bowl. The other thing I ordered, see, I just got a variety of stuff because you never know. When you don't feel good, you don't know what you're going to feel like eating. The other thing I ordered was, they called it Mucinex. It's basically granola, and I love granola. So this is what I got. Can you tell? It's actually really good. It's basically a bowl of candied walnuts. And the lady and I had talked, and she's like, do you want milk? Oh yeah, I need some milk with my granola. And I'm thinking this is going to be a bowl of granola, and it's not. It's candied walnuts. It's really good. It's really good. But it's not a bowl of cereal. And no milk. So they're feeding us, but it is definitely not what I was expecting. And look at the silverware. They must be busy down there. Look at this silverware, because everything is disposable. They throw everything away. So you get this little packet of silverware, and it's made out of wood. Isn't it the cutest thing?
Whatever happened to saving a tree?
So that's the spoon, which wouldn't have done much good for cereal anyway. And the little fork and the little knife. They're so cute. Then they give you one napkin. I have asked multiple times. So, you know, you've got the little refrigerator in your room. I'm still on hold. You've got the little refrigerator in your room, and it does not cool at all. Not at all. In fact, I had some sliced cheese that I had in the room from before. A lot of times he'll wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and want a bite to eat. So I keep some cheese or something in there. And it was so warm in the refrigerator that the cheese had actually melted. So when one of the little guys come by, I said, hey, is there some way? Oh, hey, this is Robin from 1149, and I just got a call from the concierge, but I couldn't figure out how to answer the phone. I figured I'd just pick it up, but no, it just kept ringing. Okay. Thank you. So I may put this on. I'll mute the microphone when we actually get the call. So we're not starving to death. but it's definitely not what we're ordering. So the wonderful description on the menu is not what we're getting. So the drink package gets canceled, but we can still order soda. So I got him a slice, and they did bring me a paper cup with some ice cubes in. Hi. Okay. It was no big deal. So when you go into Canada, they're very, very picky, and you have to fill out all these extra forms and download an app and fill out the app. And it's very complicated to get on a cruise ship these days. So I asked a couple different people, hey, how can I get a bucket of ice? I need a bucket of ice. There's no ice in here. The refrigerator doesn't work. I need some ice. So this nice young man knocks on the door. Tap, tap, tap. They're very quiet when they knock. Tap, tap, tap. Bucket of ice. This is what he brings me. About a 5-pound baggie of ice. No bucket. But I thought, well, I got ice, at least for now. And I can make him an ice pack for his fever if I need to. Look at this thing. But it fits in the bottom of the refrigerator. Yep. And stuff is getting cold in there, so now I have an ice box. Oh, bless their hearts. They're trying. They're trying. They've got a lot of work to do, and it makes it so much harder for them. But we do get, we get to have sodas. So I got me a Diet Pepsi. I got him a slice. I'm probably going to get him some, what did I say? Some ginger ale after a while. Going to try and order lunch again, and going to order two. One of the things on lunch was lasagna. I'm like, okay, how can they mess that up? Cut it, throw it on a plate. We'll see how that goes. I happen to have a real spoon in here from something that I had the other day and had not used, so I'll have a real spoon that I can use. They're bringing us as much water as they want. They said, keep hydrated, drink that water. He's feeling very, very tired, kind of zoned out, and just snoring a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Camper 14. I did not know the video was not working well. I'm using the internet on the cruise ship. It is what it is. I couldn't even do a live before, so is everybody else having problems? That's the first I'd heard. So then a few minutes ago, we get a little knock on the door. Tip, tip, tip. And this was sitting in the hallway. This cute little bucket. They've got a store on the ship called Cherry on Top. And it's their candy store, which I don't go in. And it's got all these little snacky things. So it's got some chips and a Cliff Bar and a bag of peanuts and a Kind bar. Ooh, almond and coconut, my favorite. And a Snickers bar. How sweet was that? In this cute little tub that, of course, I want to take home and have nowhere to put in my suitcase.
That's your ice chest.
No, I can't put the ice in it because it's kind of a heavyweight cardboard, so it wouldn't work. Yeah. So that was very thoughtful and very kind of them. And they are supposed to even help us with when we dock. There's a special way that they have us get off the ship, and I'm not quite sure. We're supposed to drive home Our car is parked in a parking thing, and we've made arrangements for a van to come and pick us up. But I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, I wouldn't want to pick somebody up if I know they've got COVID. And then if I do happen to come down with it in another day or two, so I don't know. I don't know. Is that somebody at the door? No, I guess not. It's noisy. Oh, they're at one of the other doors. It's noisier here, but I think it's because they've got a lot of people knocking on the doors. Hold on a second. So basically, we don't leave the room for any reason whatsoever. You know, but you know, the rooms are fine. You got a decent sized bathroom. We got a shower. Today was a sea day anyway, so we would have just sat up top deck and looked at the scenery. It was a beautiful, beautiful scenery, and I recorded about an hour and a half. I just let it run, so I'll post that once I get home, and I can post. I can't imagine being able to post anything here. You guys can just watch that, let it run, and look at the beautiful icy fjords. It's gorgeous. Dennis was able to look at it 2 or 3 times. I showed him some of the prettiest times. Now we are super
Busy.
yeah. This is Robin. So one of the things you have to do is you have to go online to a special app and register and fill out all this information. And then of course it wouldn't accept it once we got to Seattle. I couldn't access the information. Well, somehow I had gotten smart and printed the thing out, and that's what they wanted. So they're wanting this information that you had to show them when you got to the cruise dock. They make copies of it when you're signing in. So I don't know why they need all that stuff now, but apparently they do. So that's what we're doing for the next 4 days, sitting in this room. And at least now we got TV. They got a few movies. They play the same 4 movies, maybe 5 movies, 4 or 5 movies. They play them on a rotation basis. So once you've seen all them, you're done with the TV. I think there was one news channel, but I get tired of that real quick, and especially on vacation. I'll be eating more than I thought I was going to be doing good on my eating, because yes, I was eating a lot. Oh, they've got good cake. German chocolate cake. Yesterday they had key lime pie. It was yummo. But I was walking and walking and walking and walking, and now I'm going to be eating and sitting. So we'll see how that goes. But I was really surprised that they said we could still get the soda. So that'll be my relief, is getting my Diet Pepsi. And he likes a slice. He doesn't drink much soda, but he likes slice, and he likes ginger ale. But mostly we're just trying to get water down him right now. Water, water, water. And I had been, the coffee is horrible. Oh, horrible. But with your drink card, you can get these fancy tea bags. So I had been collecting these fancy tea bags to have in the morning. So I've got about, and in fact, when I went down to the desk, yesterday, and said, hey, he's sick. I stopped by and got another tea bag before and another can of Diet Pepsi because I didn't think they'd let us have the Diet Pepsi. I thought I was going to be stuck with water, which I know water's good for you, la la la, but I gotta have my Diet Pepsi, especially in this situation. So that's kind of it. We are just hanging in and doing the best we can. He's, like I said, he doesn't feel good. You can totally tell he doesn't feel good. But this particular strain doesn't seem to affect the lungs like the other ones did, so we're not as worried about that. He definitely has the headache. He definitely has the fever. He definitely has the tired achiness. And we're hoping the young man who was the nurse, he was really nice guy. And he said, he'd been working cruise ships through the whole thing here and never got it. And then he went on vacation and picked it up. So he had it a month ago, and he said, so likely the same strain. And he said it knocked him on his butt for about 4 days. Yeah, I'd love a shot of whiskey, but we can't do that. No access to alcohol at this point. And trust me, he had multiple shots of whiskey beforehand. Kraken. Usually on a cruise ship we drink Crown, but this time they didn't have that, which I thought was really unusual because it's kind of a pretty common brand. But they had Kraken, which is his favorite. I guess that's rum, isn't it? Kind of a spiced rum.
Rum.
Hang on, I'm gonna grab my tea bag or my tea.
Captain Morgan brought it.
It's almost gone. So they had Kraken, which is kind of an unusual, kind of a specialty thing. So he's been drinking Kraken and Pepsi and complaining about it. Trust me, complaining about the Pepsi the whole time. Because I like the Pepsi. He likes the Coke. See my cup? My grandkids got me that for Christmas. It says, my favorite people call me Grandma. I love it. So cute. So we'll be hanging around. He'll be in bed. I'm trying to stay away from him for the most part, just across the room type thing. But it, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But I've got my project. I have my project. So I've got, let me see if I can grab it here, which I have not done so much as one stitch on it since we got here. So I'm going to be making a shawl. Isn't that pretty? That beautiful sparkly, there you go, there's the sparkle. So I'm making a shawl, and it's the collab that, what is her name? I can't think of anything. Joyful Creations. Cynthia's Joyful Creations and the Purple Yarnery are doing that collab where you go to Darla's, the Crafty Owl, and pick one of her items and make it. And I had picked this shawl because I saw that beautiful yarn, and I wanted to use some of that beautiful yarn and make the shawl. And there's a lady here on board who is making doll clothes, little hats and little dresses. And I've run into her a couple of times. And I keep seeing her pretty stuff. And she's using sparkly yarn. And I'm like, oh man, I need to crochet. But we've been super busy and, staying busy. And I've actually read, and I never get to read. So I read a couple of books on my Kindle, on my phone. So I've been doing that on my little bit of downtime. And so now I've got time to crochet. Not great. And he's resting. As long as he's resting, as long as we can keep that fever down, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, today was a sea day anyway. Tomorrow is Ketchikan. Tomorrow's Ketchikan. And it's a cute little town also. And then the next day is basically a sea day, which is when they go into Vancouver. But the weird thing is you don't get to Vancouver until like 9 o'clock at night or something, and then you're only there for 2 hours. So we weren't going to leave the ship anyway. And I was going to, pack up and get things all back together. And then the next day we're back in Seattle. So we are in the cabin for basically 4 days. Camper 14. We're in here for 4 days. Last night, all day today, tomorrow, the next day, and then we get back to Seattle on Thursday. And I don't even know. I don't know what happens then. I don't know how we're going to get home. I don't know. I can't imagine him being feeling good enough to drive across the state in 2 or 3 days, or 3 or 4 days. As long as I don't come down with it, I'm fine to drive. But also, I bought, and I always, 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 always buy the insurance. So I bought the cruise insurance, and I buy the extra high level of medical, because my fear is I'm going to fall off a cliff and need to be airlifted out. That's always my fear. So I buy the good medical insurance, and I need to contact them because I seem to remember something in there about if you get sick, they will help you get home. And that might be something we need. Or maybe we need to stay in Seattle for a few days and him lay low somewhere. I can't imagine a hotel saying, "Sure, come on in, you got COVID," but that's what they do. One of the things that I was watching, the crews put them up in a hotel until they were able to travel. So I don't know. I don't know. Something I need to check on, but it's kind of still too early for that. Maybe I'll call downstairs. They've got a special number for that too. They've got a special number for helping you with arrangements you may need for your post cruise. So, I mean, they know what they're doing. They've got it figured out. Other than this weird food stuff, and who cares? We're not going to starve to death. And actually, this mucilix is pretty good. It's very good. It's not cereal. It is a bowl of candied nuts. Very good candied nuts, but this is not cereal. So, who knows? What time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. I need to get my lunch ordered or we're not going to get lunch. So, I'm going to let you guys go for now. Thank you so much for popping in, listening to me ramble. I wanted to give you guys a heads up of what was going on. I will, if I'm able to go live again, I will go live again and keep you guys updated and let you know, see if lunch is any better. And let you know how Dennis is doing, and so we'll go from there. Any of you who are able to communicate with me, I think I can do that right now. I don't know. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Now I just got to figure out how to get out of here.